I'm joined on the set now by Deepti Laurent to take a look through the papers. Hi, Deepti.
Hi, Judy.
Let's start with the election in Israel, where exit polls suggest a long, drawn-out battle to secure any majority in parliament.
That's right. Benny Gantz's Blue and White Party has a slight lead over the incumbent Benjamin Netanyahu and his right-wing party, the Likud Party. For the Jerusalem Post, it's an election stalemate. The secular Nationalist Party has actually picked up 8 to 10 seats, showing, I quote, that the leader of that party, Avigdor Lieberman, remains the kingmaker in what is a convoluted political landscape. From Haaretz, which is a center-left paper, they're expressing a little bit more cautious optimism, saying maybe, just maybe, Netanyahu's reign has come to an end. The paper is actually hopeful that, I quote, the unimaginable may have happened, that Israel stood at the edge of a religious nationalist abyss and at the very last minute took a step back. The paper, though, conceding that obviously these are just results that are still coming in, so Netanyahu could well snatch a victory at the last minute.
Let's head now to Spain, where a new general election has been called there for November, the second vote this year.
That's right. Just like Israel, it's a second election in Spain as well, because their political parties were unable to strike a deal to form a coalition. That last election was 142 days ago, as the conservative daily ABC Riley notes on its front page. And for Spain, it's a fourth election in as many years. The Catalan paper La Vanguardia says it's clear that it's the inefficiency of political parties that's resulted in this repetition of elections. For his part, the socialist leader, Pedro Sanchez, has urged voters to, quote, speak more clearly come November and help his party get a decisive majority.
Next now to Washington, where the teen Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg has been lecturing Congress.
That's right. She's lectured so many other institutions around the world, so it makes sense that she's in the U.S. now. I like the way Vox puts it, that she used her superpower of shaming adults on the Senate Democrats, and it really is that, because she told U.S. lawmakers that she and other young climate activists aren't interested in getting praise or being called inspirational. What they want is people to get the job done. And for Vox, it's also proof of what is, quote, a riveting dynamic in U.S. climate politics, that the Democrats have their hands tied by Republican policy. So they're now looking to young climate activists to help push through climate legislation.
Staying with the climate change theme, The Guardian, the British paper, is paying tribute to 6 climate change whistleblowers today.
That's right. From the U.S., actually, 6 whistleblowers and ex-government scientists who, in their own way, have produced data showing the real effects of climate change, and these reports were suppressed by the Trump administration. That's what they say. One talks about, for instance, producing groundbreaking data on greenhouse gas standards under Barack Obama, only for Donald Trump to come in and freeze all of that research. Research into air pollution, the flooding of national parks, and water quality data was also suppressed. You had reports that were drastically altered by the Trump administration, and in many cases, the whistleblowers were told to look for new work. On the topic of climate change, there's a new photo exhibition, Jeannie, in Norway called Making a Difference Through Photography, highlighting the very real effects of climate change. Here are some of those images. You have plastic covering a jellyfish. You have that heartbreaking picture of a crab trapped by fishing nets, both pictures by an ocean conservation group called Oceana. Proof, if ever you need it, that humans are destroying natural habitats.
Next now, the American Dictionary of Reference, Merriam Webster, has introduced 530 new words.
That's right. I love it when dictionaries add new words, because it shows that no matter how bad the world seems, we're still progressing in some way. So some of those new words, Jeannie, include dad jokes.
Oh, I love it.
Which I'm surprised wasn't already in that.
In the 2 words, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it is 2 words. Escape room, also 2 words. Vacay, short for vacation. Sesh, short for session. Inspo, short for inspiration. Tall boy, which can be a chest of drawers, but in this case, I think is a beer can, because it's a certain type of beer can. The the Bechdel test.
Oh, I love that.
Right. I'm glad you know that one. The inclusion, it's a test that basically, if you don't know it, it's a test that evaluates the inclusion of women in popular culture. They, as a gender-neutral pronoun, has also now made the dictionary. And my favorite, coulrophobia, that's an abnormal fear of clowns.
There wasn't a word for that before. Strange. All right, let's wrap up now. From the battle against climate change we were talking about earlier to one local politician's fight against pigeon poop.
That's right. This is in the U.S., and that battle actually took an ironic turn this week. So an Illinois politician was railing about the issues involved in cleaning up a train station that's notorious for pigeon poop, only for a pigeon to actually poop on him during the interview. As this article, though, notes, there was no visible evidence, so some believe that the pigeons were actually just issuing a warning shot ahead of what seems to be an inevitable war that will be fought, no doubt, poop and nail.
Ah, funny. Thank you, Titi Laurent, there with that look at the papers today.